This has certainly been an unusual presidential campaign season, and in this case, we're not talking Donald Trump.
A presidential candidate stepping foot in Nebraska. It's almost unheard of, but today it was Warren Buffett who drew Hillary Clinton to the Cornhusker State.
Things began with a private fundraiser, no news cameras welcome, and then a public rally. And Buffett has proposed the so-called Buffett rule, which would have households earning at least $1 million a year pay a tax rate of 30%.
Something which Clinton supports.
America should work for those who are willing to work. You should be able, in a country this rich, to take care of a family working a 40-hour week. You shouldn't have to hold down 2 jobs.
We're out of balance. The deck is stacked in favor of those at the top. We need to reshuffle that deck. We need to make sure that everybody in this country believes that he or she can go as far as his or her hard work will take them.
There in the background of the Clinton campaign stop, and for every presidential candidate, really are the volunteers.
And they are so important to the process. Our Brandon Scott's looking into that part of the story live in Council Bluffs. Brandon.
John Mallory, even though their candidate was in the metro today, the staff and volunteers here at Hillary Clinton's Council Bluffs campaign office didn't go see her. In fact, they kept working because those caucuses are just a few weeks away and there are still a lot of undecided voters out there.
Well, I'm just here to hear about the issues a little bit. Kind of what I'm worried about is college and things like that, paying for it and stuff.
We met Lance Shimke and the crowd of voters lined up outside Omaha's Sokol Auditorium waiting to hear Hillary Clinton speak. Shimke is 19 and an independent. Right now, he has not pledged his vote to a particular party.
Have not yet. Still trying to decide which candidate is the one for me, and that's what I'm here for today, is kind of to look at those issues.
With the Iowa caucuses now looming even closer on the calendar, each presidential campaign is working hard to woo undecided voters. And to do it, they're relying on volunteers.
These are actually postcards that we use if they came to a house party, if they came to an event.
Jenny Glass helps run Hillary Clinton's Iowa campaign and gives each volunteer a thank you card.
They're probably the most important thing and most important aspect of the campaign. The amount of phone calls we can make, the amount of doors we can knock on, really depends on them.
Volunteers are the backbone of campaign offices like this one for Hillary Clinton in Council Bluffs, where volunteers do just about everything, including writing letters, and they do it old school style, using a pen, paper, and hand addressing the envelopes.
These are information sheets.
Bill Hartzell is a Republican volunteer for the Ted Cruz campaign. Cruz has surged in the most recent Iowa opinion polls, thanks in large part to the efforts of his growing network of volunteer supporters like Hartzell. When you see your candidate, Senator Cruz, doing well in the polls, how do you make sure the people who are supporting him now actually go caucus in February?
You just have to tell them it's absolutely critical. Because the polls don't translate into doing well at the caucus.
And we're back here live at Clinton's campaign office in Council Bluffs, where volunteers are now working overtime. John and Mallory, they have extended their hours here in the run-up to the caucuses, with folks working until 9 o'clock at night.
Brandon, you've talked to a number of those volunteers. Are they all from Iowa?
Well, John, a lot of them are, but believe it or not, there are also a lot of imported volunteers, especially for Senator Ted Cruz. A large group of his supporters from his home state of Texas are now here in Iowa doing some campaign work for him.
Thank you. That is Brandon Scott reporting live tonight.